Hey there, and welcome to the Notepad. If it's your first time or you're returning, I just want to thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with me today. Today, we're actually going to talk about a fairly new release from Gucci. Gucci has a bloom line, and then they also have a flora line. And in the flora line so far, they had the gardenia, the magnolia, the jasmine, and then the fourth, installment was the gorgeous orchid. So most of as the name kind of leads you to believe, there's a lot of floral fragrances, very floral heavy fragrances. And generally, I'm not a floral heavy girl. Every now and again, I'll run across something that I really enjoy. For instance, Love Shack Fancies Forever in Love is a very heavy floral scent, but for some reason, the way it's blended, the way it lands, I just really love it. Speaking of Love Shack Fancy, did y'all see the new Stanleys? I got my hands on one. I'm so excited. But people are flipping those Stanleys for like, I think they cost 60, or I know they cost 60, and people are flipping them for like $175. I'm like, well, maybe I'll just buy me a regular Stanley. Anyway, I digress. But what caught my eye so much about this Gucci Flora Orchid is because it does have a vanilla note. And I really do lean more towards the sweeter, vanilla-y, powdery type fragrances. And so I'm like, let me go ahead and give this a try. There wasn't like a whole bunch of fanfare behind it, so I think it's still very easy to find. I got the travel spray from Sephora. I like to get the travel sprays because I feel like it gives me enough times to figure out if I really like something. But I also don't want to get a full size, and then next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I don't like this as much as I thought I did, and there you go. But anyway, so I got this, and I actually really like it. So let's start off by talking about the notes. So the top notes are vanilla, just singularly vanilla. The middle note is vanilla orchid, which I didn't know there was an orchid that was called vanilla, but okay. And then the base notes are ozonic notes, or things that remind you of the sea, the very salty-ish C notes. And so those are the only notes that are listed for the Gucci Flora. I will tell you that it is still very floral, but it definitely has that vanilla component. And honestly, it is, I think it's really nice. So let's go ahead and kind of dig our noses. I said dig our noses. I don't want to dig our noses. Don't dig your nose, but let's put our nose on it and see what it smells like. So I'm just going to give it a spray here. So just without even letting it get up to my nose, I'm just getting a really vanilla, and not a sharp vanilla beanie, not a deep dark vanilla, but just a nice, sweet, warm, cozy vanilla. When I am really trying to get my nose on a fragrance, I spray, but I don't like rub or anything like that. I just let it sit there. You kind of maybe see the oiliness on my hand from the perfume, but I just kind of let it sit there and let it linger. It smells really nice, and honestly, this is one of those times where the top note is by itself, like really by itself. All right, so it has been about 20 minutes at this point. It has dried down quite a bit, and what I am getting right now is that floral coming through. That floral is really coming through. It still has that nice vanilla warmth to it, but that floral is like, I'm here, y'all. I was a little late to the party, but don't worry, I have arrived. You're welcome. Yeah, very much that vanilla orchid floral note coming through, but it's just nice. It's not super punchy. It's just nice, and I really love the way that this middle note is settling in. I just think it really is nice. So I would say, honestly, if you are a person who doesn't mind florals, but maybe you lean more vanilla, this might be a good try for you, I think. All right, so it's been about 45 minutes, and we're going to talk about the dry down. So the base note, again, as a reminder, is an ozonic note. And the ozonic note is something that makes you think about the beach, about the ocean, something that's like salty and just kind of clean. It just smells really clean, and that is definitely there. It still has that hint of floral. It still has that yummy, warm vanilla, but you can also smell that saltiness. So this really took us on an adventure from really sweet and yummy to floral whimsy to now we're at the beach. And honestly, I really like it. I don't tend to also go for very ozonic notes. Ralph Lauren is and Dior are two houses that seem, and Versace as well, seem to just do really heavy ozonic note fragrances. And I don't like those houses. I mean, they're fine, but they don't generally make perfumes that I am attracted to as much as other houses because of that ozonic DNA that seems to be present in a lot of their fragrances. But I like this. This is soft enough. That vanilla and that orchid kind of leans on it just enough to where it softens it out, and it really is quite a nice fragrance. When it's all said and done, Vanilla Orchid, first of all, it's a designer fragrance. It's not a niche fragrance, so it's very accessible. It's probably fairly within range budget wise for most people. And I think it would be a good purchase, but I don't know that it's mind blowingly unique. I feel like I've smelled this somewhere before. And that's one of the things about having a lot of perfumes and trying a lot of perfumes is that after a while, you're like, okay, this kind of smells like this. Is it really different enough from this other thing I have that I want to have this one too? You know, they all start to kind of have fraternal twins somewhere. And so that's what I feel about this. Perfectly nice fragrance, very accessible, maybe a great addition to your perfume closet. But for me, you know, it's nothing. It's nice, but it's nothing super special. I'm going to keep it though because I bought it and I like it enough to go through the travel size. Sometimes just having it on hand in the travel size or small decant is enough. You don't necessarily have to go buy a big bottle just because you like something. Having the travel size, access to a travel size is enough. Anyway, thank you so much. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.